Hi, this is James Hingle from GetYourRockOut, and I'm with the mighty Chris Jericho. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Been enjoying the English weather today?
Oh yeah, it's always great. We love England. We love coming here, and the weather's actually been pretty nice over the last few days for us.
Yeah, well, obviously a few weeks ago it's snowing, so.
Oh yeah,
but
that's
now
good.
the sun's here.
For now.
Yeah, for now. So far, how's the tour been treating you? Like you're midway or two-thirds through your tour now?
It's been great. It's been a great tour. It's been a great mix of Drowning Pool and Fozzy, and we love doing the co-headlining things because you get a lot of fans from Fozzy who don't know Drowning Pool, and a lot of Drowning Pool fans who don't know Fozzy, and they get a chance to experience both and leave as fans of both. The crowds have been crazy every night, and it's just been a lot of fun for sure all across the board.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you did something similar to that like a few months ago with Soil, didn't you?
Yeah,
over here.
Yeah.
Like you seem to be in the UK a lot. Do you have like a love for the UK fan base?
Yeah, well, the reason for that is because this was the first place we came that really embraced us back in 2005. So every time we come here, we really feel like it's our second home. We've spent a lot of time over here, more than we have in any other territory in any other country in the world. So I think that our English fans appreciate that from us. I think that they respect us for that because we also don't just come and play, the big cities and leave. We go everywhere. We're out in, the Leicesters and the Yorks and the Margates and the Stokes and, the Middlesbroughs and all those places too. So hey, everybody, if there's a place for us to play, we'll set up and we'll play it.
Yeah.
We had a night off one time before we went to Paris in Margate, and I said, I don't like nights off. Find us a place to play, and we found a place, and it was about the size of this room. And we rocked it, and people went nuts, and we had so much fun that we went back again the next time. So that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Obviously, there's like smaller cities in the country. What do you think about the smaller cities in England rather than like the Manchesters and Londons?
Well,
and
the thing, like I said, people want to rock no matter where you go. And the cool thing about England is it's such an old country. You can go and see these wonderful churches, or just walk down the cobblestone streets, and it's like something out of the Wicker Man. Sometimes it's like so old school. It's like wow, you think that we're like in the 1900s or something, 1800s. So it's just us coming from the States, Canada, when I come here, I just always never take it for granted, because if you would have told me when I was playing in bands when I was 14 years old that someday I'd be over, in England playing shows, sold out shows of my own, I would have went, oh my God, this sounds like heaven for me. So we never take it for granted. We never forget how special it is for us to be here.
Yeah. Obviously, you got London show tonight. Do you have any like special rituals before a show, like to get yourself like geared up for like the audience, or?
Well, that usually doesn't happen until we get on stage. We'll do a sound check in a little bit, warm up, have a little bit of an extensive vocal warm up that you have to do. But every crowd is different. You never know what you're going to get, and that's the great thing about live rock and roll or anything live. It's wrestling or whether it's a play or whatever it may be. You just never know. Some crowds are off their rockers right off the bat. Other crowds kind of get into it, but it's just we do the same show no matter what it is.
Yeah. Obviously, like the last album was Sin and Bones, which came out in 2012. Have you been able to write much on the road, or do you have any like plans for a follow up yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll tour until end of August, and then either we'll get some more tours, or if they don't pan out, then we'll start working on a new record then. And we're always writing. Rich has a lot of riffs. Billy and Paulie have a lot of riffs, and I've written I think 8 sets of lyrics so far, maybe 9. And you can't ever just sit down and go, okay, I'm going to write a song today. It depends on what you're feeling, what the inspiration is, if there's a muse in the air, So, and when it comes quick. Boom, bam, and you're finished. So, you just have to wait for those moments.
Yeah, that's cool. Obviously, one thing I'd like to know is that, obviously you got your wrestling career and your music career. Obviously your music you're more focused on at the moment. What's the transition like between doing a wrestling show and a rock show?
Well, for me, they were always very similar because I was, like I said, when I was a kid, I wanted to be in a rock band and I wanted to be a wrestler. And I was always way more into music than I was in wrestling. But I wasn't a wrestling freak. But as far as details and trivia and minutia and history, and so when I first started wrestling, I wanted to be the ultimate front man in the wrestling ring. I wanted to be the Paul Stanley of wrestling, or the David Lee Roth of the James Hetfield. So I took those qualities of what a great rock and roll frontman has and took that into the wrestling ring. Then when we started Fozzy in '99, I took those qualities that I had in the wrestling ring that I already took from rock and roll, brought them back to rock and roll again. So it was a really cool, it's all the same concept. You have to connect with the crowd, you have to make sure they have a great time, you have to make sure they want to see you when you come back again.
Yeah. You're saying you dreamed of that when you was a little kid, so you must be living the dream now. You've had a successful wrestling career. Fozzy keep going stronger and stronger every time they come back. How does that feel?
Like I said, I never take anything for granted because I had two seemingly impossible dreams when I was growing up, and both of them have come true. And so as a result, I put as much work as I can into it. And the days of me being a full-time wrestler are probably done. Anything I do now is based around Fozzy's schedule.
Yeah.
So, and that's just the natural transition of life. I still wrestle because I enjoy it. It's still fun for me. And when it stops being fun for me, then I won't do it anymore. But Fozzy's something I see myself doing in my 60s. Let's go for Mick Jagger when I'm in my 70s. Why not?
Yeah. Obviously, in the summer you're playing Bloodstock Festival. Have you heard much about the festival before? Have you? The
festival's on the radar for about the last 3 years or so. They've been asking us to play it, but we did Sonosphere 2 years ago. We did Download last year. This is the first chance we had, but it's growing so exponentially, which is great because Sonosphere isn't up and running right now at this point.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's a good alternative, it's great for the bands. It's great for the fans. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. Obviously, with Bloodstock, do you have any other touring plans for the rest of the year? Is there any more festivals?
The Bloodstock in Vaken. There'll be some other festivals in that August time frame, and then doing something in the States, I believe, in September, and coming back here in November, if it works out.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, we'll just start working on a new record. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Finally, this is a bit of a silly question. If there's any rock star, dead or alive, that you could be in a tag team with, who would it be and why?
A tag team in a band situation. I'd love to play in a band with Paul McCartney. I'd love to play in a band with Zakk Wylde. I'd love to play in a band with Vinnie Paul. That's the way I would look at it. As far as who we're going to tag team with in the world of music, that's always the best way to answer that question.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll be at the show tonight, and good luck.
All right, man.
I can't wait for it.
Have a good time, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Awesome.
Thanks for your time.